I'm in Salad, and I saw Snowpiercer. It is directed by Bong Joon-ho, and it's starring Chris Evans, Jamie Bell, and Tilda Swinton, and a bunch of other people. I don't know how I survived. I'm in this first-class car when this big ol' avalanche happened, and now everyone around me is dead, and I'm the only one alive. But alas, I am missing an arm for today, so I am qualified to review this movie. So this movie starts. You get to see all these guys. It's like a backstory kind of thing. All these poor people just climbing onto a train, which were supposed to just have people pay for tickets, like first class, second class, third class, and Rampage of Tailies just came in and be like, let me just go in and just take some of the carts. And pretty much immediately I'm like, no, you're not supposed to be there. I would rather just die than live in those conditions that you've lived for 18 years, which is when the story starts. Everyone in the Taily section is super, super dirty. And the further back into the Taily section you go, the dirtier the people. And so we get to meet this guy. It's like a mentor to the Chris Evans character in this movie. It's a really old guy who's just like, just saying things and such and whatnot. And it's pretty cool until he hangs himself. Like, has a moment to himself where he gets to listen to some music and then boom, noose. And that's not good. So anyway, there's this whole spark of debate on, hey, is the Taily section going to rebel? Because they had nasty conditions. And they don't want to stay there. They want to be good. They want to move up in the world by forcing themselves to, instead of working for it like everybody else. So, you got this Taily Revolt. It's starting. The babies are hidden in these kind of barrel drum things, which is cool. You got people sliding on these barrel drum things. But the babies are hidden from... It's like a council, not even a council, it's like a woman who comes back, is like, okay, Tailies, listen up. This is order. You belong here, I belong on top. Hat belongs on head, shoe belongs on foot. You wouldn't put a shoe on someone's head. That wouldn't make sense. It does not belong there. It does not serve the purpose. Just that. I love that dialogue. That person, she just, after sticking that guy's arm out in the cold, and there's a lot of arm metaphors in this movie, she just puts the shoe on his head to demonstrate a point. And it's like, wow, crazy, this is insane. No wonder the Tailies want to rebel. So they do, they revolt, they gain a couple of cards, not before being faced with a lot of military without bullets. It was rumored that the bullets, they don't have any more bullets. And they pretty successfully get the first few carts, including this cart that's like, it's water. They get the water treatment plant. And they're like, ooh, we're gonna control the water. And man, one of the like actual elites are like, what are you doing? That's only going to affect you. It's not going to affect us. We have cleaner water up train. Like, why would we have water go down here? And I'm just like, that makes sense. It makes so much sense. Of course, there would be 2 different sections for waters in a 1,000 cart train. There's like a bunch of people in here. So they keep moving up. There's this one scene in particular that I'm thinking of. There's like a bunch of guards. And they have some night vision on. They turn the night vision on when there's a tunnel. And you can see throughout the night vision, it's like they're poking at the rebels. The rebels are poking at them because they don't know where they are. And then they can just like easily stab them because they do know where they are. And it's like, no! I mean, I know you gotta do what you gotta do to win, but no! No! You know, I'm kind of like, a little bit rooting for both teams, I guess. I can understand both perspectives. So, we do eventually get this chaos has been stopped because, the Chris Evans character has taken this person hostage and is going to force them to go up to the engine cart. So they go through all these little carts with like children's stuff in it, and super fun contrast to the one character that's constantly doing drugs, like this rock thing. It looks, I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to be like some sort of drug, and they get like super high off of it. And he's just been collecting all of that. And it's fun. I like it. You also get to see the kids. You get to see what the kids are taught. Like, hey, this has been this for 18 years now. Hooray. We did it. We messed up 18 years ago, and therefore now we're stuck in this situation. Hooray, kids. And this is all that the kids know. And they're singing a happy little song. It's like, oh, this is all that the kids know. This is tragic. What a tragic song. Then, a big old surprise occurs. Eggs are being brought out with messages inscribed in them. The message being blood. And then, all the eggs on the ground. And guess what's underneath the eggs? Guns with bullets. And they can massacre the tailies. Oh yeah, the tailies in that one fight where they're in the dark. The only reason that they got out was because of fire. And now they don't got that here. They have to like just deal with it in their own way. The kids are quite adorable, you know? It's also sad, terrifying, scary. It's also scary when it's like, oh, all this open fire being done in where kids are at? That's a little bit sketch to me, but alright. But eventually, all these people end up killing each other. One of the moms that's going with the Chris Evans character, he's like, hey, I'm gonna get your son. And she's like, yes, please help. Here's a picture of my son. And she dies in like this sauna thing. I wouldn't want to die in a sauna thing. That sounds quite terrifying. So anyway, now we get to see, it's just like 3 of them now. Because they've been kind of hunted off. They're the survivors. Even though Chris Evans has both hands, he's still leading. Man, he really needs to lose that one hand soon or else this won't work. And so, it's also fun just seeing them go through the different carts because you get to see the different lifestyles. The elite is living, elitely. Middle class, lower class is like just like a working class. But it's still like 3rd class. It's decent. It's not like Taily section or anything. So they're walking through all these little things. There's a cool place where there's just like a bunch of rocks. And that's a cool room. Also, there's just so much going on, right? There's these bad guys who are trying to stop the Chris Evans and the rest of the group from getting to the engine room. Uh-oh. What shall they do? They're on the other side of the train and they can't get there. While the train is actually going in a circle. And I'm just going to shoot across the circle at them with dead precision aimatry. That stuff. And so all this stuff and things get shot at. There's a huge shooting battle. People get hurt, but ultimately they get away and they make it to the engine room. All right. They've passed 3rd, 2nd, and 1st class. First class, it was fun watching them go through everything, really, because third class has like these trees that can just produce a lot of fruit, and they're like, wow, I can't believe it, this is a thing. But like also the thing before though, the room before, there's just a whole device just for creating these bug bricks. And it's just all the bugs on the ship or whatever. And I'm just like, oh man, bugs, I guess they would like reproduce heavily on a ship. Oh boy, how else are you going to get rid of bugs? Well, here they are. But it's like at some point, when will they run out of the bugs? There can't just be an infinite amount of bugs. That seems kind of absurd. I wouldn't be for that anyway. I mean, I love the fact that if there aren't infinite amount of bugs, then boom, happy. But of course, bugs do be reproducing, and so you can never trust a bug. So speaking of bugs, now we're at the engine gate. Did I ever mention that the tech guy that was there with the Chris Evans character he's just there, you know? He's just helping, opening the doors. And Chris Evans' character is like, okay, cool, I'm gonna talk to the guy. He goes to the guy, the train conductor guy, and the train conductor guy is like, hello, welcome to my humble stoop, where I am feeling free. It's just so much excess everywhere. It's not even like super excess though, it's just like, it makes sense and it's practical and it's cool, but at the same time, it is a lot of work. And because it is a lot of work, the current conductor, the train man, he's like, hey, could you actually take over for me, please? I would rather not do this. Chris Evans' character is like, no, actually. Also, where did these kids go? But guess where the kids went? They went underneath the circuitry and the wiring and the machinery. And by that, I mean the train's gears. That's where it went. You had a child just working as a slave, just doing the job of a compartment that has gone bad. And there's just so much oversight. There's a lot of things that could have been thought of before this train, like the fact that some parts are going to wear off. But I digress. You got people just like upset now. Everyone's upset. This sucks. Everyone dies. And how everybody dies is in this miraculous thing, this very awesome explosion that occurs. Trying to open a gate or something, and eventually causes parts of the ship to explode, causing an avalanche nearby, derailing the entire ship, and just causing the extinction of human society. And that's where I wish it stopped. Because if it stopped there, I would have been like, awesome. A great commentary on humanity, and that every role is important. Even if you're at the bottom, it is still very important. So I get it, I definitely get it. But then the next ending, you get a polar bear. Well, it's one of the kids that they saved, plus the daughter of the guy who was taking all the drugs. They're out and about. They have winter coats on, and they see a polar bear. And the polar bear looks back at them and says, hello. And that was the end of the movie. Wow, this movie was very intense. There's so much going on in this movie, but at the same time, I highly recommend it because I just love it. It is such a good piece. It's definitely a must-watch, especially it's commenting on the class system of just society in general and how just because you're on the top doesn't mean you have it easy. It most likely means you have it harder, actually, because you have to consider every little detail that not everybody else has to consider. So you know what? I totally get it. For that, I gotta give this movie a solid 9 out of 10. If you want some daily vlogs and some extended mint salad saws, go to patreon.com/ASEpresents for $3 a month, you get all of that. And $20 a month, you get one movie review per 1 month. That's the exchange here. So go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/ASEpresents. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see y'all later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.